Welcome, one and all, to episode number 2 of Thoughts and Hunches Making Money in Bunches and Sucker Punches. I'm Stony, and let's get right to it. If you want to subscribe to this video, you can click on the subscribe video down in the bottom right-hand corner, and what that'll do is that'll notify you every single time a new video goes up. We're going to try to get these videos up every Friday from now on going forward. So this way you'll be updated and you'll be ready to go going into the NFL weekend. This video itself is part of the Greases the Word newsletter, and because of the press time that we have to submit the videos in, the NFL lines will be a week out. So I have to look at advanced lines, and they won't be as accurate, but come Friday, they'll be accurate, and I'll have more updated lines. But let's start off right away with MLB baseball playoffs. So far, the 3-game series of the wild card series was really good. It was really exciting. We saw some good baseball. We saw some excellent pitching. We did see a couple of slugfests, Yankees, and the Yankees. Anyway, here we go. Division series kicks off in a couple days. And we'll start with the American League. In the American League, you got the Yankees and the Rays. The Yankees right now are minus 148 to win the series. Tampa Bay is plus 120 to win the series. I like the Rays. I've liked the Rays all along. I think the Rays are the best team in the American League, and I think Tampa is going to represent the American League in the World Series in a couple weeks. As far as series price, American League championship prices to win the pennant, the Yankees are at plus 185. They're the favorites. Tampa Bay is plus 215. So right now you can get good value on Tampa Bay if you want. You can get them a little bit above even money to win the series against the Yankees, but at plus 215 to win the American League pennant at 2-1 odds, that's actually not bad right now. And both teams, the Yankees and the Rays, are at plus 425 to win the whole thing. Series number 2 is Oakland at Houston. Oakland did what they do. Even though they lost game 1, they came back and they took games 2 and 3 from the White Sox. And it was a big win for the A's because they finally advanced. It had been a long time since they'd advanced, and they needed that to get their minds right. And they're playing Houston, who actually surprised a lot of people surprised some people by knocking out Minnesota. I had Minnesota actually going to the ALCS, but Minnesota just seems jinxed, and Houston right now just wants to prove to the world that they can play, whether they're cheating or not. Houston wants to prove that they can do it without cheating. And in this series, the A's right now are minus 121, and Houston's sitting right now at even money at plus 100. To win the American League, the A's are at plus 333, and Houston's at plus 400. Good value, I guess, on both. On both, but the A's at plus $3 would be probably the more wise pick in that situation. I don't see Houston getting by Oakland. I like the A's. The A's just seem way too complete of a team, even though they're missing their best hitter. They're a much more complete team, and they have a much better bullpen than Houston. And I'm going to take the A's in this series, but ultimately have them losing to Tampa Bay in the ALCS, which is coming up. As far as World Series prices go, the A's are at plus 900, and Houston's at plus 1,400. Those are great odds if you want to take a flyer on either one of them to win the whole thing. Moving over to the National League, you've got the Dodgers, who are the ultimate favorites to win everything that they're entered in. They're playing the Padres, which is going to be a good series, I believe. The Dodgers are minus 223, heavily favored, and San Diego is at plus 175, which is a good value for a good young team that really it's their first time in this playoffs in a long time, so they don't really know that they don't belong there, and they've played like they do belong there, and I think a lot of people outside of Los Angeles would love to see San Diego, this young, brash, exciting team, knock off Goliath and move on to the NLCS, but I just don't see it. But at plus 175, San Diego is a very good value. The Dodgers at minus 20, at minus 223 give you no value. And as far as to win the championship series, to represent the National League in the World Series, the Dodgers are only minus 118. And San Diego's plus 350. That's even better value for actually both teams. And for the World Series, you've got the Dodgers are plus 260. They're the favorites all along in both leagues. And San Diego's at plus 900. So you do get 9-1 odds if you think the Padres can win the whole thing. The final series in the National League is Atlanta versus Miami. The Braves are the biggest favorite in this round at minus 358, which offers no value whatsoever. But the value is on the Miami Marlins at plus 275. And the Marlins, believe it or not, this is their third time ever in the playoffs as a franchise, and they've never lost. They've never lost a playoff series. The previous two times they were in the playoffs, they won the World Series. And then they just shocked everybody by knocking out the Cubs, sweeping the Cubs in 2 straight games, and moving on with these young fireballer pitchers that are kind of taking over the league right now. Lots of young, talented pitching, and that's why we saw a lot of low-scoring games during the wild card round, and I expect that to continue because you don't win the World Series without strong pitching and defense, no matter how many home runs you try to hit, Yankees. Anyway, I like the Braves. They give you no value, but I've had the Braves since day one to go to the World Series, and I still have them going to the World Series. I have them beating the Dodgers in the NLCS, which should be a heck of a matchup. And the Braves will have to exercise some demons, many demons of years past, especially with the Dodgers over the last couple of years. But as far as the championship series prices, Atlanta's plus 333 to win the National League, and Miami's plus 900 to win the National League. And in the World Series, to win the World Series, Atlanta is at plus 650 to win the World Series, which I think is fantastic value. And Miami is plus 1,800, which is the best value as they're going into this playoffs. They're the biggest long shot out of all the teams. So going back to my predictions, I have Yankees, A's, Dodgers, and Braves all moving, I have Rays, A's, Dodgers, and Braves all moving on to the championship series, which will begin next week. And then ultimately, I have the Rays and the Dodgers meeting in the World Series. And right now, again, Tampa is plus 425 and Atlanta's plus 650. We'll see where those odds are come World Series time, but right now you get much better odds because of the Yankees, who somehow seem to be favored in the American League. Anyway, that's it for baseball. Enjoy the rest of the MLB, and let's move on to the NFL. NFL Week 5, right? Again, because of press time, these odds are a week in advance. There will be NFL games tomorrow. There's actually 2 games that won't be played because more outbreaks of COVID-19. They hit the Tennessee Titans and they hit the New England Patriots. So the Patriots-Chiefs game has been canceled, as has the Titans-Steelers game, week 4. So anyway, we're going to ignore those teams and we're going to move on to week 5. So by the time you're watching this, then you should be able to get down. Now here we go. Tampa Bay. I like the Bucks. They open at -4 at Chicago. I see that line going up when the Braves win, or the Braves when the Bucks win tomorrow. That line might move up to 5 or 6, and they're at Chicago. Chicago, yeah, has now installed Nick Foles as their quarterback and benching Mitchell Trubisky, as the Trubisky experiment just never seemed to work. Tampa Bay is starting to get their legs under them. They have a very underrated and very, very good defense. While all the press and everybody wants to talk about Tom Brady, right? That's all fine and dandy, but the defense right now is really getting it done. And I would take Tampa Bay. I would lay up to about 6 at Chicago, but I wouldn't lay more than that. So depending on the line movement, you can roll with the Bucks. Las Vegas, I have the Raiders plus 11.5 going into Arrowhead at Kansas City. The Chiefs, we all saw them on Monday night. They looked fantastic against Baltimore. They just went right through them. They went into Baltimore and beat them down, and they just seem to have all pistons firing right now. But it's way too early. The Raiders are an up and down team. A lot of times you never really know what you're going to get with them, but I love the way they run the ball. I love their toughness, and offensively they're pretty good. If they can shore up their defense and put some pressure on Patrick Mahomes, they might have a shot. But at plus 11.5, which is the opening line, I'll take that every day. Now, I don't know if that line's going to go up. If it goes up to 12 or 13, then I would jump all over it. If it drops down below 10, I wouldn't. But between 10.5 and 12, I would take the Raiders, and that's what I'm going to do. Raiders over Chiefs. In the third game, I like Cleveland plus 2.5 on the at home against the Colts. The Colts are starting to get things together, but Phillip Rivers has pretty much a firm grasp of that offense, but they're having problems running the ball. Defensively, they're not as good. Cleveland seems to have righted the ship, even though there still seems to be a lot of bickering. I love the way that Cleveland runs the ball. Again, all the press goes to Baker Mayfield and OBJ and their passing game, but it's their running game right now, led by Nick Chubb, that is getting it done. And I'll take the 2.5 points at home as a reverse turf home underdog and roll with the Browns. Game 4, I like Carolina plus 3.5 at Atlanta. Carolina right now, Teddy Bridgewater starting to come into his own. Even though they're without their do-all, everything Swiss Army knife, Christian McCaffrey, this is a good team that's getting better, and their defense is not nearly as bad as everybody thought that they were going to be. And they're on the road at Atlanta, and Atlanta is just a total mess right now. Dan Quinn should have been fired after their Super Bowl collapse, and somehow he's still around and still losing games and still coming from ahead to lose games. So I have no faith in the Braves, in the Falcons. So we're going to roll with the Panthers at plus 3.5. Finally, the last game is I like the Dallas Cowboys at home, laying 11.5 against the Giants. The Giants are a complete mess. Take the Buffalo Bills out of the state of New York, and New York is a complete and utter disaster. The Giants and the Jets are the two worst teams in the NFL. I have no faith in either of them. And the Giants going to Dallas and playing in a rivalry game, oh, maybe the Giants can cover. No, not at all. Right? They can't score. Dallas's defense is the only suspect part of this, but it doesn't matter when Dak Prescott is going to put up 40 points on the Giants. So, and the Giants won't even score 20. So roll with the Cowboys, lay the 11.5. And see what happens. So there's your 5 NFL picks. I would give you college picks, but the college picks, right now there's only one line on the board, and that's for the Red River Shootout between Texas and Oklahoma. All the lines will be updated after today's Saturday NFL or NCAA games get done with. So tune in next Friday, and I will have NCAA picks for you. But that'll do it for this week. Again, if you like us, hit the subscribe button, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It will find you and it will notify you every single time that we post a new video. We're going to try to do them every Friday going forward. And remember, if you're in certain states, that gambling on these premises are strictly prohibited. But gambling is now starting to become part of the lexicon, and we've got a NFL pro football team in Las Vegas and an NHL hockey team in Las Vegas. So it won't be long before all 50 states have legalized it, because it should be, and it should have been for a very long time. Anyway, once again, I'm Stony. I'm signing off. And as I look back, all I can say is, if you're going to bet, you got to bet, and you got to bet big. Good luck to you.